make an opening statement about your expectations for spring, and then we'll open up to questions, please.
Well, to piggyback what Coach Schaefer says, obviously you do this every season. You go back and you watch the cut-ups, and there's always areas you can improve and areas you did well. We want to get better at the details. It's going to be their second season in our system, in terms of our system, in terms of me, myself, Coach Lee, Coach Reed, Coach Dowse. We all chip in. So it's something new. The next year they should be better. So that's what we're really looking forward to, is this spring, is how much they have absorbed from that whole season and bring it into spring ball. So that's what we're looking for. Then we have the other intangibles and stuff we look for in terms of effort. And we got some young guys, as coaches mentioned, Chauncey Sism, guys we got to see play. They're on scout team, but we didn't get to see them play as defensive coaches. They were on the other field. So that's always the excitement. And then obviously we got Wayne Williams coming in, so he'll be interesting to see all those new guys, or guys that we didn't have over on our field. It'll be very, very interesting to see them perform in our defense.
Take your questions for Coach.
Chuck, you mentioned those younger guys, but you also have a lot of seniors and experience. Does that help spring go more efficiently? Can you get more reps in? Because kind of a lot of guys know what you're doing out there.
Yeah.
How are you going to focus on the younger guys maybe?
Yeah, we'll give them a lot of reps, because spring ball is really good because you don't have I call them the rookies, the classes coming in. So what we have is what we have. So there's going to be a lot of reps for those twos, and even those threes. We'll get them in there to see what they have. Some guys just grow up as they get older, and maybe we didn't think they were as good as they're going to be, and all of a sudden they blossom and they've gotten stronger and more confident, and that's what's exciting about spring ball.
Coach, you looking for, when you take a Jake Bromley out of the lineup, a guy who's a 4-year player, a Marquise Sproul, a guy who was a 4-year player, are you looking for leaders to step up? Is that part of what spring's about too?
Yes, definitely. Every team every year has different leaders, and we've had some pretty good leaders step up, but then when you start playing, there's even more leaders, and it's hard. You can't anoint leaders. They have to kind of grasp it and take it and run with it. And we've had some guys that done some of those, the older guys, Kroom in the defensive line room, and Cam in the linebacker room, and then the DBs. Darrell's good at that kind of stuff. So those guys, but there'll be other ones that'll jump out during spring that will jump up and try to be leaders, and they got to take it. We can't give it to them as coaches. They got to earn the respect of their teammates.
Any questions for Coach Bullough?
You mentioned Wayne a little bit earlier, Wayne Williams. What realistically are your expectations for him this spring, given the need in the interior line?
Well, he's going to have to play. When we recruited him, we didn't lie to him. We said, you're going to have to play. We don't have enough tackles right now. In winter running, started off as most guys come from JC. Wasn't as disciplined as we like him, but we've been on him, and he's gotten better shape over the. I don't think he's still in shape ready for football, so that's going to be interesting during spring how long he can last in there in terms of being out of breath. But he has made great improvements since he's gotten here from day one when we went out there and ran with him until the end where we ran with him. He's really gotten a lot better that way, but not to where it needs to be.
You got a table, Chuck, but what did you think of the discussion about the 10-second rule that was proposed out there?
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, I guess it's a defensive perspective, and I know there's been a lot of people putting their 2 cents in, but if you play, the one stat I saw where they said they can't prove it though, but if you're playing 20 extra plays a game and times 12, that's a lot of extra plays. Now, the other points that was interesting defensively was the referees aren't in position to make the calls because they're scrambling. So and I understand the other side of the ball because that's what they've developed. That's their offense. It'd be like telling me I can't blitz. So they're going to obviously balk at that. So it's both sides, and it'll always be that way. It's always going to be the offensive coaches want to keep it as is, and the defensive coaches see some issues with it. I don't know if it's so much issues schematically as everybody's making it. I think the people who did speak out were truly thinking about injuries, because you do. That's a lot more plays, and as I always tell everybody, the human body's not made to run into each other. So that's 20 more plays a game, and then you add that up over a season. It's a lot of extra pounding on a young man.
Chuck, I think going into last year, we would have guessed the defensive line would have been one of the weaknesses, and you guys covered it up or improved really well, one or the other. We can probably say the same thing this year. Is your scheme cover up for guys that aren't necessarily the best on the defensive line, or were you just much better than people gave you credit for?
Well, I think we do a great job as a defensive staff, all of us together. As I said, Coach Reed, Coach Dowse, and Coach Lee, we know our players' strengths and weaknesses and what they can do and what they can't. And that's one of the strengths that we really have as a staff. So we're not going to put guys in situations. We're not going to just say we got to play this defense if our guys aren't fit in that defense. So So I thought we really did a really great job in terms of that. Probably blitzed more. Defensive line was inexperienced, probably blitzed more than you normally do. Stuff like that, but that's just coaching football. If your players are playing well and doing whatever you're doing, then you stay with it. If something's not right, then we got to fix it. But the biggest thing we do is try to put our players in the right position, positionally. Each coach is responsible to put their guy in the right position.
Anything else for Coach Bullough today?
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Coach.
Yep.
We can have you stick around.